go 3-7. Comes out right. You look like 3-7. Like, oh, perfect. Oh, we're good to go.
Like this.
Or hey, just give me this little shot. 4 seconds.
And then you, my moves, either do there or not. It's 2 more ways.
America. And curling fans in Canada and Newfoundland, this is Oval's curling game of the week. Oval curling's game of the week here at the Utah Olympic Oval. I'm Ryan. I'll be and we're figuring this out as we go. So I'll be helping with some play-by-play and coordinating some shots, and we'll watch as people go down the ice. We're underway. We got and the first shot looks like it's coming up as a solid center guard. Thrown by Chase, the lead of Team Brown. Just to recap the scoring. They are up 1-0 against Banana Pudding. So the second shot's underway. Looks like it's going to maybe a touch heavy, and it's going to go through. And that was thrown by the lead of Banana Pudding, Larry. All right, here we go. We got a stiff Cornell Brown in the house, lining things up. Looks like he wants to do a draw round. 1 second. And he's underway. They are not laying a brush to it. Looks like this might wreck on the guard. It looks like it has. But it looks like they're going to spill them both into the house.
That will work.
Looks like the one on the left is just outside. However, because of our angle behind the house, it's going to be unclear to if it's in or not. All right, we got Larry about to take a second shot. And that looks like a better shot, still maybe a touch heavy. And it's probably going to tap the yellow further into the house. So we're currently here at the Utah Olympic Oval. It was the site of long track speed skating at the 2002 Olympics. Since then, over the past 20 years or so, it's been a venue offering many different ice sports, including figure skating, hockey, and of course, curling. We got the second of Team Brown, Nick. Looks like they maybe want to do a tap. Yep, looks like they're going to tap it back. And for not having a hammer, it looks like they're setting up a pretty good end. The skip for Banana Pudding tonight is Thomas. And it looks like we're going to have the second for Banana Pudding in the hack. His name is Chris. So they went with an out turn. And it looks like they put a little heat on that. trying to get some separation of those two yellows. And they were able to unlock one of those and get out of the house. But the other yellow stuck around for shots. This is Nick's second shot. Looks like it's a draw. Maybe it looks like Mike tapped the top yellow on the left into the house. And that first yellow is now unquestionably in the house.
I thought it was there.
It looks like Thomas wants to dial up the same shot as last time. And we're going to see if Chris can answer the bell a second time. Again with the out turn, still got a bit of heat. It looks like a little bit more than last time. They are on it, sweeping. And they got a yellow out, and unfortunately they lost the red that was already in the house. But it looks like a race to the corners right now. Red is sitting shot, it appears, from our view on the right, and then yellow is sitting second on the left. So now we got the third for Team Brown in the hat. His name is Russ. He and Cornell have been on the same team for quite some time, and they have put together quite a good team. Cornell wants it to move. We're going to see if it's going to do so. And it looks like they're going to be able to bring him to the house just behind the tee.
It was really good. Could have got him off.
So now for Team Banana Pudding, we have the one of the more seasoned hands on that team. His name is Ken. Let's go. And we're going to see if Ken's going to be able to respond to Russ's last shot. So it looks like they're calling for the in-turn. And the shot's away. Sweeper's not laying up room on it. Now they're going. Looks like it's going to be maybe at least back to the house. It's maybe going to do some action on the yellow in the house. And they were able to tap that yellow back to the back as well. So one of the fun things about crewing at the Utah Olympic Oval is that not only are we at a venue that was in the 2002 Olympics, many of the sets of stones that we have were from the 2002 Games. Now the venue for 2002 was up in Ogden, but we were able to get the stones. Here comes the shot. And it looks like they're going to hit the red and have the shooter roll out. And now yellow is sitting shot in the back of the house, while red is second and yellow is sitting third. Okay, let's see it. Here comes Ken's second shot. It looks like this is going to be more of a clean draw. Facing the weight, I think they're hoping to freeze it or tap the yellow bag, and they're going to accomplish that. Now Cornell and Wes are lining up their shot as we now go to skip stones at the end of the second ends here at the Oval tonight. There's a decent amount at stake here tonight. We have 5 teams curling on our Thursday league, and it is pretty much a 4-team logger jam at the top of the table. We have Team Brown right now sharing the 3-way lead with Stone Age and Pro TMC. They're on the other sheet tonight. Banana Pudding is just a point off, and just because of the 3-way tie at first, they're in 4th place. And then out of the running, unfortunately, is Octo Rocks, which is my team. We have a bye tonight, and we do have some of our team out on the ice, hopefully working to sharpen up so we can finish strong this week. Here comes Cornell's first shot. And they're saying it's not going to curl enough, and they're saying off it. They might be able to wing it, perhaps. Starting to curl after the hot line, pardon me. And they were able to just get a piece of it and take out the red and hang around for what now appears to be second shot or maybe even shot. It's really hard to tell. So Ken and Thomas are lining up there for skip stone shots. Kind of looking to see if they can go under cover. And the smart move is to, use your own stones as the guards. They're saying competitive curling that you don't want to use the other team's stones as guards. And I imagine because it could just end up going very poorly if the other team's able to use a tap or a raise or what have you. So it looks like they're going to draw behind their own stones on the right side of the house. We got Thomas going to take his first shots. And as you can tell in the background, we have lighting stands. That is where our cameras are mounted. So they are definitely not overhead. So we don't have a true overhead shot of the houses. It's just kind of one of the ways we have things set up. Here is Thomas's first shot. Looks like a pretty clean release. Sweepers are following it. Not laying a burn to it yet. Now they're going. Looks like it may not be curling up the way they had hoped. And yeah, unfortunately, it does go to the back of the house. It didn't curl the way they wanted. It is in the back. It is shot. So, I mean, it looks like Team Brown is going to have to make a play on it. They're definitely thinking about it. Or who knows what they might be thinking about. I think they're thinking about it. One of the great things about competitive curling on television is that the players are mic'd up. Perhaps one day here at the Oval, as part of our video set, we will be able to have our players mic'd. But that day is not today. And today does mark the first day that I am doing play-by-play. Hopefully it is an added value to what we're doing here with our recordings of games, our streams of games. It's all part of just kind of enhancing what we can do here at the Oval as a club and as curlers. So getting back into the game, looks like Cornell has picked a shot and he is now heading into the hatch to make the second shot. they might just be kind of. I don't know if they're going to try and tap that red out or just draw to it. There seem to be viable options either way. It's a nice, smooth release by Cornell there. And Nick and Chase are now on it. Cornell wants the sweepers to go hard. It looks like it's going to be just a little around past the tee. And that's a pretty good shot. It's not a freeze. The yellow team could get to it depending on how they play their shot. But it is shot blocked right now, team brown, yellow. And it's it's very much like a back and forth in terms of who might be scoring. Yellow is shots 1 and maybe 3, and red is shots 2 and probably 4. Yellow also has that yellow up in the top 12, so if things go really bad for red, it could end up, they could end up giving up a steal of at least a couple. But I guess we'll see what happens as Thomas is going into the hack. Ken's got the shot lined up. Ken's calling for the sweepers early. Looks like they might be a little concerned about the line. And it looks like it is going. If they hold it, it might be able to do a piece, or they might be able to chip it out. Okay. It looks like they were able to move the yellow, but they also lost their second shot. So it does appear that red definitely has one. And I think they're clearing the house, so we'll see what the score is at the end of the second end here at Oval Curling's Game of the Week here at the Utah Olympic Oval, just outside of Salt Lake City. Chase is pulling up the score. It's waiting to see what that score is. Here comes the first shot from there. And it was 2 for Team Red, Team Banana Pudding. And it looks like it's a little hot for the first shot, although it is starting to slow a tad. But it looks like it might be through the house. One of the claims to fame for the Utah Olympic Oval is that it is the fastest ice on Earth. That is a reputation that is guarded for speed skating. For curling, it's not quite the fastest ice on Earth, but it is pretty good, especially for arena teams. The issue with arena teams or arena ice is that it can be notoriously slow. And our ice, looks like we had a equipment malfunction of sorts. And it looks like he was able to get the shot off. It looks like it's going to be in play. It might sit down in the house, or it might be carrying through. It's pretty close. And it is going to carry through. It's going to carry through, it looks like. It is sticking around in the back of the house, so Chase was able to salvage something out of what just happened. And it looks like he's okay. So we got Larry setting up his second shot here. Thomas is calling for the intern. The shot's pretty smooth out of the hat, looks like. Ken does say it's pretty close. And it does look like it might be settling in at the top of the house or in the guard zone as a center guard. Or it's good to come in. And that's full 8. So Chase wants that, sorry, Cornell wants that gone. He's calling for half weight. And we're going to see if, we're going to see how Chase's second stone is this end. Much smooth delivery on the part of Chase. And it looks like the weight's probably there. You see the lines there. It looks like they're going to get a piece of it. And they were able to do a hit and roll. And now Yellow's sitting too. As Chase said, at least one of the shots has got to be good. And he was able to successfully execute a second shot. I would give it a 4 out of 4. So now we got Chris taking his first shot of the end, and it looks like they might be wanting to make a play on the Yellow that is sitting shot at the top of the house, full 8 foot. They are sweeping it. And it looks like it might be over curling. Hopefully they're going to be able to do a piece of it, or they might be able to make a play on the back one. They were able to tap the Yellow out. They lost a shooter, but now it's a pretty open house, although Yellow is sitting shots, team ground. So talking about the ice again, like I said, we're not necessarily the fastest ice hunters for curling, but we are fairly fast. If you time it, we are kind of average or slightly slower than average dedicated ice. We do have the issues that a lot of arena or hockey ice venues have, where there's some dips or divots. We don't necessarily have water dripping off the roof. Some clubs do, but we do have some things that we always have to work out. But here comes the shot from Nick, calling the sweepers on it. Looks like it might get into the top of the house or a biter. Alright, looks like they did set themselves up a corner guard. Now we're doing the next shot for Chris. Pretty gentle release there. Sweepers are on it. On the tee line. So it looks like Team Brown could use the stone, but it looks like they don't want it to stick around. So they're going to call for a takeout.
It's a pleasure to sweep it.
But they were able to roll, and they were able to put it over to the right side, so it's very much in a usable position. Although it does look like Red Banana Pudding has a chance to be in business with their shot rack. Depends on how aggressive they are in either amping up the offense or being a bit defensive. It looks like they might be a little bit defensive. It's still relatively early game. We're about halfway through. We usually get through about 6 heads here at the Oval on an average league night. And we are able to have 2 league nights here at the Oval, and with some additional learning curls and classes and the like, it's been pretty good for us here. Well, here's Ken's first shots. Looks like it might be it. Well, it looks like they might want to guard up their shot rod that is coming up a tad light. But it is curling up a little bit. We need a little bit more curl. and they did not get it, unfortunately. So that shot rock is pretty open, unfortunately. So it definitely looks like Cornell wants that tap or a takeout again, and he's going to see if Russ can execute. So one cool fact about Team Brown at Cornell, and I'm pretty sure Russ and Chase, they were on the Arena Nationals team that was held at the Oval in 2018. And it looks like it's just kind of hanging out there. The stones may not be curling up the way that they think on that side of the sheet, but it looks like they're going to be able to roll it in for a biter on that right side of the house. What means about curling is that you always want to make your shot, but if you don't make your shot, you look for like the next best alternative, a plan B or a plan J, as we sometimes do at the Oval. The Supers are not making the broom on it until just now. It looks like it's coming up maybe a touch light again, but again they're looking the guard, and the guard and the line is the most important parts. It looks like it is coming into the house. 4-second shot, and it has the shot rock about 2/3 buried. It is in a position where Nick could get to it and perhaps do a double. It does look like Cornell is lining up that double. So it looks like they're calling for some significant wave. I heard full board on that.
Yeah. The main thing is
bit of a wobble out of Hack, but it looks like he has the weights. We're going to see if they have the line. Sweepers are on it. Cornell wants them off. And it looks like they're going to get a chunk of that. They got one. So the guard did his job for banana pudding. However, that is a very lonely red rock surrounded by a veritable sea of yellow from Team Brown. So it definitely looks like Team Banana Pudding has to do some thinking about where they want to put their next rock. I don't know if Gardner Shot Rock is the best bet, but trying to clear out some yellows could potentially lead to even more trouble depending on how the shot is executed. So Thomas is going back to the hack. It looks like they're lining up perhaps for a double. Thomas is going over the front end, with the front end what the shot needs to be. They say the two slightly less than halfway, so I don't know if they were going to do the takeout. Nice called on the swoopers. It looks like they might be putting another of their rocks into the house. So Thomas's first shot looks like it's going to be a guard, and it's in the place where Team Banana Pudding may not want a guard. Looks like Russ and Team Brown are lining up to make a play on that red rock. They don't have hammer with them. banana pudding does. So this is the last chance for Team Brown to make an impact, of course, and if they get that right out, they're definitely putting the challenge to banana pudding. Yeah, just definitely kind of looks like they're lining up for the takeout. They don't even need to stick around because they have 4 others in the house. Looks like they have thrown about half weight. Does need a curl. That looks like they may have been kind of fooled by the flatter side of the sheets, and it might be it's not going to stick around. So banana pudding has one in the pocket. We're going to see if banana pudding can get out the juice. Okay, my correction here. Team Brown has the hammer. This ends. My scoreboard, which I am also manually updating, unfortunately did not take the change until just now. So this is banana pudding's last chance to really not salvage, but to really defend their position as shot rock and make it a challenge for Team Brown to take that out. Thomas has lined up the shot. So they're doing the in-turn, which does curl up a decent amount that we've seen so far. Ken's calling the sweepers off to never ever. It looks like it might be over curling a tad. It is over curling, and it is leaving shot rock exposed, most likely. Perhaps an option they maybe could have done is give it a little sweep so that they would have been perhaps second shot, although the danger would be that Team Brown could perhaps have executed a double and then they would have been sitting with the 5 shots that has been kind of looming this entire end. Just a quick scoreboard update as we are as they're working on the shot on sheet 4. On sheet 4, Curl TMC, skipped by Carl. They are in the third end. They are up 7-0 against Stone Age. So Stone Age does face a bit of a challenge. We'll see how we'll keep you updated on the scores as we continue here at the Oval. All right, Russ has the broom down. Sweepers, it looks pretty tight and needs to get it around the yellow at the top, and it clips it, and unfortunately that shot was not able to be executed 100%. At the Oval Curling Game of the Week, we'll be right back in just a moment. It was like right on. All right, Thomas is setting up for the start of the 4th end. Players come out of the hat with a nice gentle release there. Ken likes it. Not putting a broom on it until just now. Looks like they're gonna get into the house. It looks like a fighter or a full 12. It's in between, it's not full 12, it's not quite a biter. Cordell could make a play at it, or he could ignore it for now, and it looks like they might be ignoring it. Looks like they want to draw around, actually. Here's Chase's first shot of the end. We'll do some hot-to-hot timing. Everyone's favorite. So they're calling it for a tight guard against the house. By my eye, hot-to-hot timing was 14.44 seconds, and that what the 30 numerical zone system. So Thomas is lining up the shot. Looks like they want to draw around. Here's Rose for a shot. Looks like he's not happy with it. Ken likes the way, but looks like it might be offline. Looks like they're going to be able to do something with it, though. Yeah, definitely is out there. So it looks like they are going to get a piece of the house. That's more full 12 than the first shot. And so now they're sitting 2 in some pretty good position across the top of the house. Trail's thinking about what shot he wants. I think they're going to try and perhaps draw around. You do see the skips hold out their arms, indicating which way either the handle is supposed to point or which way they want the stone to go. It kind of differs based on how they were taught. In this case, Cornell is indicating which way they wanted the stone to go. Sweepers are on it. Maybe a touch heavy. It might be some contact on the red at the top of the house. Ooh. Looked like the line was pretty good and the weight. I'm not quite sure what the shot was. Like I said, the weight was on or not. Now the pudding's back in the house, and this is going to be Chris's first shot of the 4th end. So for Thomas, he's indicating which way he wants to handle the points, which would be about the 10 o'clock position here, and it's going to be an in-turn, and it's going to be going towards the center, hopefully. Although with the lead highs, it can vary. So it looks like their signals are on top 12, or the 4 if you're doing the 30 zone. It ended up being a biter, most likely. The most bitey biter that you can, in all the land, the most biting biter. Here is Nick's first shots. Cornell's calling the sweepers on it. They're going really hard. Looks like they're going to get at least a piece of one. And they were able to chip out shot rock, reducing the counters to what appears to be 2. I was able to take a walk down to look at the house a little more closely. It does look like a definite biter, but I'm not directly over the house, so I'm not entirely sure. But that's one of the fun things about the game, is guessing where things might be. Here's Chris's second shot. Another nice in-turn release. Sweepers are on it. Not real hard. I think they're hoping to maybe get a tap on the shot rock. Looks like they were able to fully execute that shot. That's, if you're scoring, I would give it pretty darn close to a 4 out of 4. Now, Cornell wants that shot got. He does not like it. Not one bit. Chase and Russ are sweeping, holding the line, and they were able to clear their guard. And they were able to roll over to the left side of the house. So it looks like they have a couple corners that they wanted to maybe try and make use of those later in the end if they're able to. It looks like Thomas just wants to, kind of shore up what he's got. And why not? At arena ice, if you find a good line, a good path, you generally want to stick to it until the situation changes where it's not a good shot anymore. Ken's worried it is a little heavy.
Well, they got full trouble.
It does look like it's slowing a bit, though. Looks like it's going to be a 2 or a 3. And it's a solid 3. And it does have the shot rock about half there. So we got Russ stepping into the hat for his shots. Facing 2.
Let's get it. Right there.
They're worried about, they want it to curl. It's not curling up, hardly at all. They did clear the guard again, and they got the second shot out for a double takeout.
Getting some flamingos.
And it looks like Cornell is going to go ring the bell.
Yeah, something like that.
At the Oval, as I'm sure a lot of clubs do, they have fun traditions, and one of the traditions is the double takeout flamencos, as Cornell is laying on the ice right there, as Thomas is letting up a shot for Ken. Looks like they want the in-turn. It looks like they get shot rock, or maybe put another one in. Not really worried. They're not letting it roam through it. It is curling up. So, different ways of stones might lead to different curls. And it looks like that was a pretty well executed guard. Two great guards in a row from Ken. And Cornell's answering with, let's just take that out. Finish second shot. And he is calling a tighter broom this time. An update on the other sheets. Curl TMC put up another point in the third. It's now 8-0 against Stone Aged. And all right, here's Russ, the second shot. Looks like they're going for a takeout. They want the sweepers on it. It is curling a little bit. And they got contact on both of those. Jammed though. Cornell.
I'm not sure if we sweep it more if it holds or if we let it go.
So the situation is again Team Brown. They're knocking at the door. They have second shot right now. Banana Pudding does have shot, but they could see that shot rock be tapped out by a half-weight shot from Team Brown. So Thomas is going into the hat. Looks like they might be wanting to guard it. If they do kind of an offset staggered guard, that would make the takeout a lot harder for Team Brown.
Hey, same shot, guys. Hey, same shot. Hey, if this one starts moving, just another back.
Wobble from Thomas in his first shots. Looks like the weights. Ooh, but they are looking for a staggered guard. And Ken likes it, and they did accomplish their mission out of another guard. It is in the line. It's not staggered, so Cornell could do like a tap and be sitting 2. Russ is lining up for that tap or a double run back, as some people might say, double run back. I usually say tap. Cornell's in hack. It's his first shot. They are down 2 with hammer. 4th ad. This is the first of Cornell's shots. That's good. Talking it over one last time with this front end. It's got a little bit of he wants a little bit more ice. He's happy now. Coming out, looks like a board weight. He's not happy it's hanging out there, but he's hoping for a piece, as you might hear on the broadcast. And they just nudged it. So they end up putting us in a position to either guard their position and make it just super hard for Team Brown to get into the house, although Team Brown does have that yellow hanging on the right side about 2 o'clock on the dial in the 12-foot. It'd be a very difficult in-off that might be the play depending on how successfully Thomas executes his last shots this out. Maybe clog it up. We'll have to see what happens when the shot's delivered. Almost log out Team Brown. Shots away. Ken's worried is hanging out there, and the sweepers are going for it. Going hard. Ken's coming out to help. And it is going to hog, unfortunately. It did not cross the hog line. So the Rock is taking out a play, and now Team Brown is looking again at the double run back to see if it's there. It's going to be slightly trickier. You can maybe see from this camera angle that it is now a bit of an offset guard. It's a bit of a stagger. And looking at it, it looks like there is about 3 to 4 feet between the top guards, and then like at least 5 to 6 feet to make contact with the red rock, the shot rock in the house. So it is going to be a fairly tricky double run back. And not many teams at the Oval would be able to successfully execute a double run back of this type, but Team Brown is one of those teams that can do so, and we'll see if they have a little bit of that magic in them this end. So they line up the shot, and even though the distance between the stones is significant, it does perhaps appear to be an easier shot than an in-off, especially because I don't think any of the teams are really curled from the center towards the edge, especially the right edge of the sheet. Cornell's in the half. This is the shot. This is the last stone of the fourth end. Down 2, bottom of the fourth. Cornell wants the sweepers on it. So there's definitely in their option. And they just tapped off of it, and unfortunately it did not land the way they would have wanted it. And it's another steal of 1 for Banana Pudding as we head into the 5th end here at Over Curling's Game of the Week. This is Larry's first shot of the end. So this idea is coming in for a guard in the 2 zone. And I don't know how many diehard curlers are watching this broadcast. It's hard to say. But just as a reminder of what the out and the intern are, it's always easy for right-handed curlers. The out turn is kind of based if you picture your elbow and it rotates towards the outside. That's an out turn, and then you hopefully have counterclockwise curl. And if you want to in turn, picture your elbow twisting inwards towards your center of your body, and hopefully seeing a clockwise rotation. Here's Chase's first shot of the end. Cornell's happy with the live. Cornell wants the sweepers on it. We're going. Looks like it's good to be perhaps about C-line weight. Although it is slowing up a touch. And it was about 2 months ago. I think they just need rocks in part, especially because it's a challenge for teams to take out stones, especially here at the Oval. There's second shot. Chris is on it, sweeping it. Looks like they are going to plan the takeout. Although it appears to perhaps be overcurling. Ken's trying to bend it back towards the center, but it's not going to hang on. And he's going to sail out of play. Looks like Cornell wants to use that center guard to draw routes. Supers are not on it. This side, they're going to see that curl. That's some pretty nice curl actually on his eyes. Going to get around the guard and settle in towards the back of the house. Pretty well covered, although it is in the back of the house. And the guard is fairly high up, so the guy putting will probably be able to get to it if they want. Looks like Thomas is playing the defensive game and wants just to get rid of that shot that's on the outer 12. Outer 8, pardon me. Here's Chris's shot. Decent release, at least to be close to halfway. Sweepers are on it. Definitely we can try to curl. They're trying to hold it straight. And it looks like it was close. They're just going to wing it. Bring that yellow close to the center line. And the red is perhaps going to be out of play on the edge there. If it touches the edge, of course, it goes out of play. And Cornell thinks it's in. We'll see if that becomes a factor as the game continues. It's close, as you can see from this camera angle. So for banana pudding, they did not get the Team Brownstone out, but it did push that yellow to the back of the house. It's something that either of the teams could to play with. Looks like Cornell wants to maybe kind of defend those rocks in the back of the house by putting up a rock in the top 8. This is a mixed shot here. Sweepers are on it. It looks maybe, looks like the weight's there. That's pretty close to where Cornell wanted it. Maybe went a touch deeper. And Thomas again is playing defensively, which is a perfectly valid strategy. He wants counters gone. Which makes sense. They're up 3 with less than 2 minutes to go. Here's Chris's second shot. Looks like it's going to be outside and not be a factor, really, unfortunately. You may be hearing mechanical whirring sounds. We do have Zambonis resurfacing the ice throughout the evening. Not what we're playing, of course, but on the outer oval where the long-term space skating happens. This is Nick's second shot. Cornell wants him on it. Now they're just trying to walk with it. They're just going to settle in as a guard. And it's shaping up to be a pretty good opportunity for Team Brown as they're sitting 3 under cover. Now. Again, Thomas wants to clean house, and one of the players that's most able to take out the trash from Lord is Ken. He's one of the great takeouts artists here at the Oval, and it looks like they're going down. Sweepers are not on it. Looks like they played on their red, which is not bad. It does clear one of the reds away, although it does add another cornerish guard on the right side, which doubly protects the 2 shots along the center line from the house, the first and second shots. So Team Brown is looking to maybe protect that, maybe put another one in. Looks like Cornell wants a T-line shots, which could be good, or It might give Red Team Banana Pudding something to play with as the end develops. Here's Leslie's first shot. Chase keeps us close. They're on it. It looks like it's not going to be a T line, it looks like, although it could be someone from T. Oh, it's a touch heavy, actually. But it's going to settle in the pile in the back. And that was one of the possibilities with that T-line weight shot, is that it could go towards the back and just add another to the pile. And Team Banana Pudding, if they so chose, could just put another, just farther them down and just kind of be sitting on top of those and really reduce the scoring opportunity for Team Brown. All right, this is the Let's Skip second shots. With this other question about the line, and they're moving him in just a little bit. Here's Ken's second shots. Supers are going to go on it. Looks like it's hanging out, not too bad. Weight looks like it's there. Now it's just a matter to see how far it's going to get. It looks like it is close to T-weight. It's going to be close to four weights. It is either first or second shot. I think from this angle, and again, we're about 10 feet behind the back, so it's hard to tell. Or 10 feet behind the back line, it's hard to tell which one's for sure shot. But it looks like yellow is still shot rock, but it's definitely dramatically reduced the scoring area. And it looks like they're kind of thinking about what the shot's going to be. Looks like I want to make a play on that red shot. Cornell's lining up a shot. It looks like if they curl past the phase towards the right side, they might be able to chip that red out. And if it rolls a little bit of the sticks, that could further protect those shots in the back and really help them out to score a bundle this level, which they need if they want to get back into this as we're running close to out of time. Looks like they have lined up the takeouts. Maybe it was fairly gentle for a takeout. It used to be heavy hack, perhaps. Looks like the line's pretty close. It does, like I said, progress to clear past the face, and they're not necessarily going to be able to do that. It's a no slip, and not a bad outcome for Team Brown. It looks like we rug the red further back with a jab against one of Yellow's Team Brown's back counters, and a mixed results, shall we say, but still in Team Brown's favor. It looks like they are sitting free with that lone red from Banana Pudding, somewhat despoiled right now. We are now entering the skip stone, so these Team Banana Pudding has two chances to really affect the outcome of it. But the way Team Brown stones are lined up, it does appear to be a bit tricky. Looks like they might be lining up to make a play on that top yellow, which, depending on how it hits, it might be, depending on how much weight, they could maybe double out those top yellows and, roll the red to perhaps stick around depending on the weight that's thrown. It does seem to be a bit of a tricky shot for Thomas here for Team Banana Pudding. Sweepers are not on the rock. They're just following it down, and it might be not an optimal outcome, unfortunately, for Banana Pudding. They hit theirs out instead, and so Team Brown is in a very prime position to capitalize with 2 shots to go here in the 5th end to very much get back into this game and take the lead heading home. Looks like as Cornell was walking back, I saw him signal for a guard, or he raised his hands up, which could also be a technical timeout, like if we were in better to play, which we're not. Looks like Cornell's content to pocket those 4 if he can with that guard. Russ still doesn't have the broom down yet. I wonder if they're looking to see where the best place to put that guard is. Now he's kind of getting the broom in place. They are accounting for that the ice does not curl that much on this side. And here we go, Cornell's first stone to event. Sweepers are on it. Chase calls out that it's light. They're on it. They're going hard. Chase definitely puts a lot of energy into that stone. It is going to cross the hog line. And it does look like it is going to help protect that path towards the center of the house. And Banana Pudding does have a very tough decision to make here to avoid giving up more than 2 or possibly 3. There does seem to be a decent-sized port on the left side as you're looking at the house. And then if it doesn't curl the right way, you might be able to tap that red into the house to do something, perhaps. If they're able to do a draw or take out a heavy draw, shall we say, onto that shot that is shot rock in the top right 4 foot, they may be able to negate most of the counters. Although it looks like they would be giving up perhaps at least 1 or 2. Thomas's last shot. Sweepers are on it. They're going hard. Ken calls them off. It does appear to be overcurling. So looking for a plan B, and there isn't a really great plan B, unfortunately, for Banana Pudding. Although Ken is able to try to sweep out that yellow, and unfortunately it's going to stick around also to add another calorie just to keep the counter in for Team Brown. So Chase is sitting a handful right now. Looks like they're sitting 5 in the house right now. The way the game set up, it sounds like they just want to draw in. Sweepers are on it. Going fairly hard. Looks like it is falling back, but it is overcurling. It's going to tap that red towards the house, but it's not going to affect the outcome. It definitely looks like a score of 5 for Team Brown. Really solid recovery for Team Brown as they head into the final end here at the overcurling Game of the Week at the Utah Olympic Oval. I was going to say, if these scores hold before the score totally got turned upside down. If the score here holds right now, Curl TMC is winning this game against Stone Age. And so Curl TMC will be going into first place if the score holds. With Team Brown holding a win, they'll be in a 2-way tie for first heading into the last game of the week. So, yeah. Here we go, last ends. Chase is doing a hatch. Cornell's calling for somebody to just go toward the top of the house here. Just based on where he's got the broom set up. One of the sweepers called out 8, the other one called out 5. They're not totally different times, but they are pretty. There's some separation between the two, and it definitely was closer to the 8 than the 5. This settling at looks like to be a 9 actually, a 9 to 10 roughly, full 12 foot in the back. All right, so Thomas and Team Banana Pudding have a little bit of work to do down 2. With the hammer coming home. We're going to see what Larry's first shot is going to be. And Melissa, they're just calling for perhaps a corner dart. Really nice release from Larry. Looks like it's pretty close to the line. Sweepers are not on it. Just letting it kind of go. And it looks like it is going to be either a biter or a corner dart, depending on where it's going to settle. And it is settling in as mostly 12, 5 foot. Now it's Cornell's turn to be defensive playing, and Cornell wants that red stone gone. Sweepers are on it. Cornell is worried that it's slide. It is starting to curl, as you can see. It looks like it might be overcurled, but they can still piece of it. And they were able to do so, and they were able to stick around. And they were able to push that guy through the house. So really, best outcome for Team Brown for what appeared to be a light stone. They were sitting 2. Very early here in the 6th end, and Banana Pudding has some work to do. And Banana Pudding has kind of got into the offensive mode, really seeking places to put shots to hopefully get that deuce to at least force the tie, or maybe a 3 to pull out the win. Sweepers are on it. It's a touch light, it might be a 2 based on how things are setting up. And that is a pretty solid 2, which is a quarter dart. And it is something that Team Banana Pudding will be able to use for them. Oval curling, like most curling clubs I'm aware of, does follow the 5-guard rock rule. Or the 5-rock guard rule. So Team Brown cannot make a play on stone until after the 5th rock at the end. Nick wants to go behind it. So it looks like we have settled on the draw round. Here's Nick's first shot of the 6th end. They like the line, they like the way, sweepers are going. looks like it is going to unfortunately wreck on that red, but it's not necessarily going to be a bad outcome necessarily. Team Brown, if they're playing defensively, will want to control the center of the house, and really effectively tip that red to the side and set up a center guard with their shot. Not necessarily what they want, but it definitely seems like something they can play with, especially with that 2-point lead they have, and they're seeing 2. So Thomas looks like he wants to draw around that center guard that was put up. So it's a bit of a chase to the button here in the 6th end. You can see the Zamboni going behind, perhaps causing a bit of noise. Here's Chris's shots. Here's a touch light. They're on it early. And their word is going to be about a 3, actually. And it's probably going to tap that yellow. Hopefully maybe just wick it to the side there. That shot looked pretty good, just the weight may have not been all the way there. And now there's 2 center guards and a pretty, there's paths on both sides to get toward the center of the bench, to the bench. So, Team Brown, after some deliberation, decided to stay with their defensive nature of curling strategy and just reduce that red rock to minimize the chances of Team Banana Pudding reducing their chances to be able to score deuce. Looks like it's close. It might curl up a touch, but it's definitely going to be there. And that red is gone. However, the 2 center-ish guards are still there, and Thomas and Banana Pudding want to capitalize on that. They're set up for the draw route. Looks like they're doing themselves about 3 feet of curl based on where the broom's positioned. And here is Chris's shot. Looks like touch light again, perhaps. They're sweeping early. And they're calling out 3 again, too, so it's unfortunately another light shot. Sweepers are on it. Hopefully they get something out of it. Calling 2, it definitely looks like it is settling up to be a 2 in that 2-3 zone. Actually, it's a solid 3. So, unfortunately, a touch light. And not necessarily the worst outcome because it does put up another center guard that they can hopefully use, and it does force Cornell and Team Brown to make a play on it, which is what they're doing. They want to blow up the front of that house there. So yeah, they definitely want to just like kind of clear the front of the house. Just making sure that Banana Pudding has nowhere to hide. Calling for board plus. There's a touch live. It's curling up a touch, but it's going to hit the yellow as Cornell thought. And loaded up the front of the house has eliminated 1 guard. So again, they're just trying to put some rocks in play undercover, and that's what Ken and Thomas have called up. This is Ken's first shot of the 6th end, down 2. And it looks like I'm gonna let him finish this. There's a touch. The weight's mostly there. It looks like.
Emergency backups. 16. I know. There's two of us that he's gone, and I know you're in a complete disaster. I know the object.
He saw the light of day.
It definitely is through the port, past the guards. Looks like it's close to T-line weight. It's not curling up necessarily as much as they would hope, and is about half buried, close to full weight, top of the house. So, as an update, it definitely looks like Curl TMC has won its game against Stone Age on sheet 4. So that means Curl TMC is in, for now, in a lone position for first place here on the Thursday Night Curling League as we're heading into the last week. However, depending on the outcome of this game, it looks like either Team Brown will join them or Banana Pudding will be very close. There'll be a log jam for second place. Russ's first shot looks like they're lining up to just kind of tap that red out that's sitting top 8 foot.
Actually, I think I did get two. You guys swept the second one. I think that's going to be too long. It closes the hole. I don't know where that was sitting though. Yeah, but I mean, all you have to do is okay? So what way is it? Back line, yeah. I was just worried about that. If he's here, we're just even here.
So they're discussing. Yeah, they're fairly confident they're going to be able to chip that red out. They're kind of debating on what will happen if the yellow sticks around or where it might roll to, and they're thinking about the possibility of Banana Pudding red somehow capitalizing on where the Stars ended to get that deuce. However, it looks like they set up the shots. Cornell's called for hack weight. And here we go. Cornell calls it light out of hand. Sweepers on it. Does look like it might be overcurling. It's going to probably wreck on that high yellow guard. And it did help clear out the front some more. One of the yellows did go out of play. And all the stones in the center of the house now, or the center towards the center of the house, are Banana Puddings. And it does leave Banana Pudding in a tricky situation because they need places to hide, really. So they're worried about the double if they do a tap back. So they're trying to, it looks like they're trying to pocket the one that they have, and then I would assume with skip stones manufacture that the deuce. So it looks like they're changing their shot. As opposed to a guard, they're looking to maybe draw around, perhaps, or maybe the potential plan B is to perhaps tap the red into the house. Now they have the shot lined up. Looks like they're going to do a draw, try and draw around the guard that's in the left, just off center. Shots away. Weight looks to be there, about to see. Sweepers are now on it. It looks like it's coming up a touch. No, the weight's there. It is there. And so it looks like a fairly successful shot. It looks like it basically kind of tapped the shot rock to the side, to the right a little bit, and then rolled to the left. And it looks like a fairly tempting double for Team Brown. Because if they double those stones out, it would force Thomas to do what's known in the biz as a skipper's deuce. And skipper's deuces are hard to manufacture at almost any level of curling play. And there'll be a chance to see what happens next. Looks like he's thrown half the board weight. Sweepers are on it. Now they're off. It looks like they're going to get one. And they got contact with the second one, so not quite the double. But they are sticking around, reducing the scoring area, making it harder for the net opponent to make that deuce. Thomas and Chen are looking at it. They're again kind of facing the situation whether to kind of guard those two stones that are closest to the button and freezing that situation as best they can, and then trying to keep open a draw to pretty close to full 4 foot to get that deuce to tie the game and go to skip stones to shootout, or a direct shot challenge, as they might say. It's potentially a tricky shot because you want to throw guard weight. And, here at the oval, you try to throw a guard, it ends up in the house, it ends up heavy, or you might hog. I mean, that's fairly common anywhere at this level of curling. So my note would probably be don't be heavy. Because you definitely don't want to tap that yellow further into the house than where it is right now. Here is Thomas's first shot here. 6 ends. Down 2 against Team Brown. Looks like a pretty good release. Sweepers have not put a broom to it. Just walking it down. It might be a touch heavy just based on how they're not laying a broom to it. I guess probably looking for its plan B at this point, but it's not going to stick around. And now we're going to see if Team Brown can seal the deal. Team Brown has everyone looking at the situation, all 4 players down in the scoring end of the sheets. Their position could either be to guard, again, freeze the situation in their favor because it would force the red team to make a tricky draw to do that second point. I don't think they're looking to take out that red shot rock because it's really hard to get to at this point. But at this point, it looks like all Team Brown would be giving up is that deuce. And it would still be in again. There would be that shootout between the skips to see who the winner is. And then for our league, we follow the new World Curling Federation rules where in the shootout, the winner of the shootout gets 2 points, the loser gets 1, and like for a full victory, without a shootout, it's 3 points. It's like hockey rules or World Curling Federation rules. It's just one of the ways that we try to do to kind of hopefully keep the scoring balanced without people feeling that they need to right up the scoreboard. So they are still passing out that shot. They could be trying to just kind of angle run back, an angle raise to take out the shot rock. And it looks like they might be doing that now. That's kind of what it looks like where they're leaning towards. I would guess the potential downside if you're trying to do that angle race takeout is that if they miss, it just makes that deuce perhaps a little easier for banana pudding. But at least I think decided Cornell's going back to the hat. It looks like they've set up for, I would guess a guard, although they could also perhaps just draw a 6 shot behind their yellow. The guard makes more sense. But even though they're up 2, there's a lot of pressure for Team Brown and Cornell to execute this shot. So Cornell's in the delivery position. And it looks like they're going for the guard. Their word is heavy. Sweepers are not on it. Now they're going. It definitely looks like it's going to settle in. And might tap theirs back for shot, actually. Okay, so it missed theirs, but it looks like it's definitely sitting shot now. So banana pudding has a tough decision on their own. They really probably don't want to hit that top yellow that they're looking at right now because it might not help them. They need to stick to the best shot perhaps would be to just hit that yellow that shot solid nose, and that would likely outcount the yellow that's now sitting 3rd shot. Also, like if they hit the shot rock yellow pretty close to nose and happen to roll onto that yellow, that's potentially in their favor because it would push the yellow out of the way and hopefully make it easier to score that deuce. It looks like they have their shot lined up. They are lined up. It looks like they're going to make that takeout. Ken's taking a close look at that. Alright, so now the pressure is on banana pudding. They need to execute this shot if they have a chance to force that shootout. Bit of a wobble, actually. It looks, or he might be trying to wheel that shot into place. It looks like it's a touch outside. Hopefully maybe try and encourage you over to the left here, but it's not going to be there. And it's a shot for 1 for Team Brown, and that is the final. Team Brown has won this game by a score of 7-4 as the players change handshakes or expressions of gratitude, as another current commentator would say. And that will wrap up our night of curling here as part of the Oval Curling Game of the Week here on Thursday Night Curling Week. With the win tonight, Team Brown and Curl CFC are headed for a clash to win the championship next week. We will play a double round robin format, and with the schedule and the standings the way they are, both Team Brown and Curl CFC won their games tonight, so they are in a 2-way tie for first place. And so next week's game is likely to be a battle for the championship. And you can watch that here on YouTube, on the Oval Curling's YouTube channel. And as always, you can check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/ovalcurling for all of the latest news and exciting stuff that's happening here at the Oval. So for all of us here at the Utah Olympic Oval Curling Club, this is your commentator, Ryan, wishing you all good curling and good night.